Guys, and welcome to another Blender tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys, for all you beginners at Blender who don't really know, all they want to do is like make an animation and cool. So when you first open Blender, this is the screen that pops up, and you can open your recent here. It's not really much to do here, so just click away from here. Just click away and you get out of that screen. Okay, so to move around, there's a few different ways to move around, or different moves to move. That doesn't make sense. Whatever. So to move around this way, to move to circle around the cube, you're gonna middle click, hold down middle click, and drag. Or the middle scroll thing. Hold it down and drag. That's how you're gonna move around like this. And to to zoom, it's scroll. So you just scroll with your middle click, and that's how you zoom. And to move around like this, you hold down your middle click and hold down your shift at the same time, and hold down your middle click and shift. Shift and middle click? Yes, okay. Middle click and shift. Yeah, middle click and shift, and it'll move like that. And you drag, and it'll move like that. So, and again, to zoom out, it's scroll. So, zoom out here. And let's just so this is our light. So to highlight, actually I forgot to tell you guys. So to move this object, you just drag, left click one, or hold down left click and move one of these cubes. And to select an object, like this is a light, if you didn't figure that out, this is a light right here. You're going to right click it to select it. This is the camera, so you're going to right click it to select it. This is the cube, right click it. Okay, so now this is the light and this is the camera. So let's say I want to figure out what this camera is looking at and how it is. So there's two different options. You do view, camera, and you go into camera view. So this is what the camera is seeing. And so when you render it, I'm going to render the image. I do this all the time to see what I'm doing. Render the image, and that's what the final result will look like if I did that. That sucks. Okay. So let's get out of here. And again, I went back into here and I just middle clicked and panned and all that stuff. So I'm just moving around. Might be moving fast, but it might be kind of confusing, but really I'm just moving those three things I told you. Scroll, move around like this with the middle click, and the shift the middle click. It's all I usually ever do to move around. Okay. So let's get in the position. Okay. So let's say I don't really like this cube. I want to add another different kind of object. I want to delete it. So highlight it, again, by right-clicking it and clicking the X, or going over here and clicking delete. So if this does not show up over here, and it looks something like this, you're going to click the T, so just letter T on your keyboard, and that should pop up. So once it's highlighted, click delete, and delete. And so now your cube is gone. And let's say I want to add something else. I'm going to click add, mesh, circle, UV sphere, all these kind of things. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how to make kind of, what should I do? I'll have a rolling sphere, like a sphere that's going to be rolling in a floor. Okay, that's so basic. It's just, what is that? Is that like, what is that? Ah, man. Of course not. Okay, let's do that again. I think I must have added the wrong object or something. Okay, add, mesh, UV sphere. Ah, it's better. Definitely better. So now, it's probably in the camera. So let's move this down a little, and move that like that. Now I don't like this lighting because it's kind of dark. So I'm gonna move this over here. But I want this light beam, so this is the light beam. If you see that little line right there, that's the light beam. So I want to face this so it's at the sphere. So I'm going to press the R key to rotate it. R. Of course. Why? Just why? Oh, it's not working, is it? Oops, R. It's not working. Of course not. Okay, whatever. Never mind then. But to rotate, you're going to select an object and click R, and you can rotate it around like this. And click R again. You can rotate it a different way. Yep. And to scale it, you're going to click the S key, and you can scale your object. So it's giant or very small. Okay. So now we have our light here, and actually, I don't know why it's not working. I think I did this wrong. But let's delete this light because I don't like this kind of light. And I want to say add lamp, and I want to say add sun. So I think that's what I want. Yeah, okay. Now if I rotate it, thank you. So now if I click R, you can rotate this. I want to rotate this on the X axis. So I click X to rotate it on the X axis. I think I wanted to rotate on the X axis, don't I? There we go. So I rotated it, and then I clicked away to get out of that rotation mode. And now I'm just going to align the beam to the sphere. And now when I render the image, it should, yay! Now we have a little black thing. Whatever. This lighting is so bad, it's just not funny. Oh man, okay, whatever. This lighting is so bad, but I don't care. Okay, so I want to add a floor. So I'm going to say spacebar, add plane. Okay, so we have a plane here. And I'm going to scale this so it's going to be, or actually move this down first. Then I'm going to scale it. I'm going to scale it even more. That's good enough for now. There. I'm going to have the sphere start right here. Let's see if the camera is in. Yay! Yay! Okay. I want to now make this sphere colored so it has some color. So I'm going to move this out so you guys can see more. So I just went on the edge and dragged it out. Oof. Oh, this is so ugly. I'm sorry guys for the ugliness, but whatever. So right click the sphere, then go over to this materials tab over here. Material. And click new. Okay? So here's the one color you're going to want to change the color. Let's look, oh, whoa, this is so confusing. It's not really that confusing once you get to know it. So, there you go, red. Now I want it blue, that'll look cooler. Blue. Okay. So now, since this lighting is so bad, I'm going to make it better. I'm going to delete this lighting. So, but when we look at it, everything is totally black. Actually, we have one problem here, and they're also in the render. So the floor is black, but the sky is gray, and it just doesn't match. It doesn't look good. So I'm gonna go over here, just highlight anything, go over to this world tab, and horizon color. I'm gonna change the horizon color to black. So when we render the image, now everything is black. Okay? It's actually a good thing for us right now. So I want the sphere to glow. So since there's no light source that we have, we want it to glow so it makes its own light source. So I'm going to go over to this, it's highlighted, so I'm going to go over to this textures tab and click, I think it's new. Let me click new. What? Maybe it's not. I'm sorry. Oh right, it's world. I'm sorry guys, so highlight this, click world, and go down here. This should be like this. So you're gonna open this up and click indirect lighting. And then click, instead of ray trace, click approximate. Like that. Perfect. Now when we render the image, it's still black. So we enabled it so it can glow. Now we have to make it glow. So we're gonna go to the material tab again. And this emit thing is what we want. So you can change it around. I'm gonna put it at 2. 2 is, I'm gonna make it lighter. 1.5. It's actually pretty bright. So when we look at it, it's like a glowing sphere. Now, man, that does not look 3D-ish. So, it is though. I made no sense there, did I? How about when we look at it like that? Nah, still so bad. I think maybe we have it emitted too much. Let's try 1. Okay. I think it's because of the object. It's kind of looking like that, but we're gonna want this to make this move. So 1, we're gonna start to animate. So I don't know what I did wrong there, but you get the basics. So I'm gonna have this. Actually, I'm gonna do something interesting. I'm gonna have this. I was gonna have it rolling across the screen, but actually, I'm gonna do something funner. I'm gonna do this exploding. So there's actually a few cool things about Blender. It has these really nice effects things that are really easy to use. So highlight your object, say Object, Quick Effects. I'm gonna quick explode. Beautiful. So you see this. Now, don't click away or start moving anything until you're sure you've done everything here. So I'm going to put a lot of pieces, 10,000 is the most. But duration for 50 seconds. Start at frame 30. Start at frame 30 and end at frame 35. Outwards velocity, this is how fast and hard it'll explode. Do 10. It's going to be a giant 30. 10. 20. Oh, 20 does work. Okay, so fade, we don't want to do fade. So now let's check this out. Bang! Oh, that is sick. But I want this to end. See how it stops? So when it goes over here, then it stops right when it ends, and fragments just float. I don't think it looks good. So I'm going to change the duration. I'm going to change the duration to 250 because that's how long this line is. So now it'll just keep on exploding. It'll just keep on going. And we don't have to worry about it stopping in midair because the animation will be over. Boom, boom. Yay! Now we have that. So, what's next? Okay. So notice how when this explodes, some of the fragments just fall through the floor. We don't want it to do that. We want it to bounce off the floor and like fall off, like bounce off and fall off. So we're gonna highlight, no, we're gonna go back over here. Is it not exploding for me? Never mind. Okay, so we're gonna highlight the sphere and go over to this physics tab right here. Click on physics and say click collision, so it makes it a collision object. Then select the plane or floor and make it also a collision object. So now when we play this, dang, I played it backwards. See how they're bouncing off? They're falling off. Woo! Okay. Now, I don't want this to be a collision object anymore. I want it to be a soft body. So let's watch how it does it with a soft body. Did that really do anything? Oh, I think they're bouncing higher. That does not look good. Okay, let's watch that again. see what it did. Oh, see how the floor is like moving around like that? No, I don't like that. Not like that. Okay. How about we do cloth? Yeah, that's probably what I was looking for, wasn't it? No, maybe not. How about fluid? We'll do fluid. Last try. Want to be fluid. We want that to be fluidy too. Blah. Well, that was pretty cool actually. Okay. So once you have your animation, it'll be like that, and now you have to render it. So rendering, I got a lot of questions about how to render. So I'm gonna go over to this camera tab right over here, which says render, and you're gonna go to this TMP thing, click this little thing, and say the output directory, so where it's gonna save. So I want this to save in my documents folder under, I'm just gonna name it test for tut, and click accept. So now it's going to save it there, but I want to save it, I don't want to save it as a PNG, so then it's going to save 250 images in my documents folder, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to save it as a QuickTime, which is for Mac, a video thing. Video file. So highlight that, and you can change the quality. It'll just take it longer for it to render. And once you've done that, you just do render animation up here, and it's gonna render it. And it does take a while because it does it frame by frame. So I'm gonna pause the recording and wait for this to record. Finish recording. Finish animating. The render's gonna take too long for me to wait, so I'm gonna stop the recording. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped in your basic tutorial on Blender. And yeah, so just again, when you once it's done, you go to wherever you saved it. Remember, I saved it in my documents folder, and let's go with this. Let's say date modified test for today. So it's still here because it's not done, but I can't look at it yet. So if I try to open it, it's gonna give me a message. It's gonna say that. So not recognized, blah blah blah. So that means it's not done. But don't worry. So when it's done, everything will stop moving here, and then you'll be able to open this. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.